this very morning. The intent of gathering seemed to have changed a little bit. We intended meeting elders and family members of the late Daddy Lumba. It was his name. He was popularly known as Daddy Lumba. The sitting has changed, like I said earlier. As we sit here, we are representing the entire Gadangme state, from Langba to Adan, and from the sea to Jilo and Manya Krobo. This is the domain of the Gadangme. We are talking to let all hear and spread news, but we wouldn't want anybody to add or subtract from what we are going to say. Never do anything because of maybe increase of what rewards you might be receiving to try to put words into our mouths. No. We know of established press houses or media houses, and we know of what you, the younger ones, now say, bloggers. Don't change our words. Our sitting down here is intended to bring information to the Gadangme in our own dialect, but for the sake of many that are also following after this very sequential matter, we have intended to add the English language to soften the grounds for all to understand. There is an Abusupanin by name Nana Minipuachole, Nana Victor Kofi Owusu, and he is also popularly known as Tupac. So Nana Victor Kofi Owusu, known as Tupac. We have heard and have been reliably informed that the body of the late Daddy Lumba has been buried in Accra, and the vicinity in which his body laid planted in the soil falls under the Nungwa stool. Now, burying people in their homes is something that is not accepted or tolerated in the customs and traditions of the Gadangme people. If something like that has to be done, a lot of things have to be put in place. For instance, we in Nungwa especially, we are typical traditional people. We do not do culture. Most people don't know the difference between tradition and culture. And when it comes to talking about customs, people will always confuse and be talking about culture and our culture. We in Nungwa, we don't do culture. We do tradition. Because if I have a tradition and you have a tradition, and you allow your tradition to be influenced by another tradition, then you don't have a tradition again. What you have is called culture, but tradition, you can't destroy it. We are serious on this very matter because in the land of Nungwa. We have deities. We don't have gods. We have deities. And the deities that we have, we call them Jimanwong. If somebody has Wong, you can buy Wong on the market. You can create your own Wong. But when we talk about Jimanwong, our deities are worshipped not only at one particular place, but a deity that we have as Jimanwong spreads among all the traditional stool lands of both the Gan and the Dangbe. We are looking at the burying of Daddy Lumba, especially in Accra. We don't owe much to say if he is to be buried in Accra, because there are established cemeteries in Accra that the body can be taken to. And the established cemeteries that bodies are supposed to be planted into the soil are cemeteries that are covered by law. When I say covered by law, these cemeteries fall under some areas which one could say are controlled under the government of Ghana's statutes. We have the Audome Cemetery, we have Usu, and a lot many. Then again, there are some private cemeteries that have been registered under the laws of Ghana. Bodies to be buried must be taken there. Traditionally, the stool that has the allodial power of the land, the stools also have their cemeteries. But trying to bury a dead body in a home entails a lot. And this is where Nungwa is not taking what has been done lightly at all. Number one, our deities do not permit dead bodies to come so close to them. The reason is it is dirty to have dead bodies coming closer to our deities. We do not permit that. And the spirits around us also do not permit that. If you do that, you have to pacify not just the land, but you pacify the deities, and you have to pacify the traditional leadership that have control over the territory that this very body has been buried. When you come out of that, environmentally, it is also against the laws of the state and against the laws of the community that this has been done. One, if the body begins to rot in the ground, water that is from this very body can seep down into the soil. To cut it short from here, imagine the one who stays next door has a borehole that provides water for the household that he resides in. This dead body, water from it can seep down and, destroy the good ones that has to be tapped out of the soil. So, we talk about this as a degradation of the environment. Number two, what about if this very dead body buried has a particular disease on it before it was buried. It will be a problem then for the community that could also spread to enter into other communities about. So, looking at the situation medically, it is not acceptable for dead bodies to be buried in the homes of the people that live in. Number 3, it is again not acceptable for this to be done. If you have to do such a thing, you will have to consult government, and government must give you a permit at least before you can do such a thing. But although we have government, we have allodial powers that is also recognized by the same government. So government cannot give a permit to somebody to be buried in his home when the leadership of the allodial owners of the land are not in the know. They have to be informed before such a thing can be done. Like I said before, their people do not tolerate such a thing. And the Dangme people also don't tolerate such a thing. It is given as an issue that seriously has to be debated upon before something like that can be done. So, when we heard about this, and we were, like I said, reliably informed, we tried to get into contact with Abusupanin Victor Owusu, known as Tupac, to raise the awareness that we have had and put it into his thinking that we don't tolerate such a thing. So today, we were expecting that the invitation extended to him to appear here this morning could be honored. We have sat for some time. He had not arrived. But there are rumors, and some say there are informations that the said Abusupanin Victor Owusu has been removed as head of family. That is what has come to us. But we are saying that if Owusu Tupac could not come here, the body is still remaining in the soil. So whether Owusu comes or Owusu doesn't come, there can be a next head of family to lead the deceased Daddy Lumba. We are saying the body over there is what we are talking about. So legally, we will extend invitation to the same family, whether they have a family head or they don't have a family head. We will extend message to them to appear here, because if the body is removed from the soil, they will still have to pacify the deities of the land, and then pacify the community, and then answer questions that we are going to put before them. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, elders of Nungwa, we would not like to speak too much or talk too much on this, but this is the information. We will still invite the family to appear here so that this very matter can be well addressed and well resolved. Thank you very much.